Okay, week two. Forgive me if I ramble, there's a lot to talk about. So, this will be the base. This is where you're going to manage your survivors, your resources, send survivors out on scavenging missions, etc. This dock will have a boat on it. The goal of the game, the ultimate goal, is to repair that boat and escape. And this is the mission table on the right here. Oh, and I'm going to build some furniture. This will be a large part of base management. I haven't really implemented it yet, just a few things, but this will impact survivor morale when you can actually rescue survivors, which isn't a thing yet. So you're able to rotate. You can even tear down the different furniture, and basically every piece of furniture that you can see out in the game world, you'll be able to build in your base. And there's a little bit of an issue with draw distance. That's fine. Don't worry about that. So that was the mission table. We are now on a mission. This zombie, I deactivated its brain so you could see the 8 directional facing that I updated. I also updated the idle animations and the movement animations. A lot of this week I spent fixing zombie AI. For some reason, they stopped moving towards the player character randomly. And as you can see, I just switched between the bladed weapons. Every weapon variant in the game, I do plan on having different versions of every weapon. Like there'll be rusty axe, normal axe, fine axe, and they'll all have different stats. Right now, that's not in the game, but each of the variants, aside from blunt weapons, is. And I'll show off the 6 different gun types in this video. So I fixed zombie AI. I updated the sprites for the zombies, including the 8 directional, which I just showed off earlier. I added ammunition and weapon management to the inventory, so now you can swap between weapons in your inventory bar. Ammunition stacks infinitely, but each ammo type, there are 3 types. They each take up their own inventory space. So the more ammo you carry, the less inventory space you'll have. And I just found a gun. I added melee weapons, ammo, and firearms to the loot tables. Each of the weapons kind of has their own thing. I'm still working that out, still doing a lot of stat balancing, but the revolver is going to be a heavy hitter, really good at headshots, which is another thing that I've introduced. Headshots and blood splatter. I found another rusty revolver. And I think you're about to see a headshot in action. Yep, there it is. So, headshot's an instant kill, but the chance is quite low, depending on the weapon. Let's see, what else have I worked on? I wasted an entire weekend trying to work on a random house generator for the suburb. I may go back to it. So far, it's been a failure. So I wasted about 2 days of progress trying to get that to work. And it's just really complex. There's a lot of moving parts. So now I'm going to switch between the weapons. This is the basic pistol. It's going to be the most common firearm that you find. And pistol ammo is going to be the most common ammo type. I'll mention too, if you haven't noticed, when you take damage, the overlay, I updated that, the bloody mess that appears over the screen. And here, this is my personal favorite weapon, the hunting shotgun. And you'll see it has a spread fire, can actually hit zombies in neighboring spaces. If you aim down sights, that spread does narrow, though. And this is the hunting rifle, another weapon that's quite good at headshots. And there was a zombie actually blocking that door. That's another thing I had to deal with, was door logic. Long and complicated, I won't really get into it. But zombies and players could run into each other in doors. That was something that took me quite a while to figure out. But it's done now. So if you try and move through a door and there's a zombie on the other side, it prevents you from doing so. there's just so much. I'm trying to think of what else I worked on this week. I added a sidestep. You've already seen that several times in the video, I'm sure. Wasn't in the week 1 video. I also added the Horde. So in a minute, you're going to see, at midnight, Horde spawns. They're going to spawn at every exit, and you'll get a look at what that's going to be like. Why you would want to get in, get your resources, and get out before midnight. Here is the Riot Shotgun. This is going to be one of the more rare weapons. There's a glitch right there. I got snapped off the grid. I really need to figure that out. One of the more complicated things I did this week was inventory management. The game actually remembers when you unequip a weapon, it remembers how much ammo was inside the gun. Harder than I thought it would be to get that to happen, but it works now. Also, dropping ammunition, dropping weapons, dropping anything into the world leaves behind an item that you can retrieve later, and it tracks what you drop. So here's the Horde. They have arrived. I'm just going to kind of let this play out for a minute. I'm about to use stamina to sprint out of here. I'm getting surrounded, so it'll show you how useful sprint can be. I do still take some damage, but I'm able to get out of the crowd without being completely surrounded. And I expend the rest of my stamina sprinting out of the level, which is also new. Now you can exit the level and go back to the hub. So the game loop is sort of in place. There will be a mission selection screen that obviously isn't in place yet. The weapon that started it all. Alright, so now I'm leaving, and I'm back at the base. It is now 2 a.m. And when you get back to the base, this will be the time that you resolve scavenge missions. I'm about to rest on the bed, which would start a new day. It's now 8 a.m. This is all very early, obviously, in development, and then I take another mission. And that's it. That's all I have.